Hi guys, how are you this morning? I'm absolutely fantastic. Thanks for asking. So yesterday we spoke about saying yes. We also briefly outlined on the 5 steps to saying yes. But let me just recap some of the things here. Saying yes means getting up and acting on your belief that you can create meaning and purpose in whatever life hands you. And the world's full of people, we think we've established that, who've handled the worst life has to offer, and yet they've come out winners. So how did they manage to do that? How is that possible? So I think for me, the first one is probably to create awareness. So create awareness that you're saying no. It helps you surrounding yourself with reminders and put signs on your desk and on the night table and on your mirrors and in your daily calendar and wherever you'll see them. You can create your own sayings. It works best for you. And the object is to stay conscious to the fact that you are saying no on occasions and realize that you can say yes, and to develop that mindset and that attitude towards that. We're asleep on the issue and need constantly reminding of it. So probably the next step for me is just, nod your head up and down and say yes on most occasions. So probably the key here for me is once you're conscious, there is, actually nod your head up and down and say yes to the situation. There's something about physically affirming the idea that helps you create acceptance. Try nodding your head right up and down now. Do you feel better as a result of it? Because I certainly do. So you'll notice that you're feeling positive for yourself, and feeling physically nodding in agreement helps you with that. It gives you the sense that everything will be all right because you're going to make it all right. Good day, Stevie. I said that in an Australian accent. You've got me in that mindset, Stevie. So the third one is using the same principle to physically relax your body. Start from the top of your head and going down from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And just feel all that flow and relaxing in itself. Notice where you're tense and focus on letting that tension go. Again, the body can take the lead in setting up positive feelings. Morning, Anne-Marie. And the fourth one, look for creative ways to add value in any experience. Ask yourself these questions. What can I learn from the experience that I'm having just now? How can I use that experience to a positive advantage? How can I learn to better myself as a result of that experience? Simply having the intent to create something positive automatically ensures that you'll create something positive and it will actually happen. So finally, the most important one I would say, be patient with yourself. Don't say no to the difficulty in saying yes. This is one of those concepts that seems easy, but requires diligence and put into practice. It's easy to feel frustrated and gloom and doom overtake you. Just keep noticing this throughout the process. Trust that you'll eventually get bored, being depressed or upset, and you'll find a way out of the quicksand quite quickly. Most of us do anyway. Saying yes helps you find a way much faster, thus vastly improving the quality of your life. One additional tip may be helpful. Start practicing on trivial events in your life. Although they may have nothing to do with the fear, they will give you practice with the process. For example, as you sit in your car fuming because you're in a traffic jam, a sign on the dashboard that reads, "Say yes to the universe," may remind you that you're saying no on that occasion. So that how it helped. When I went to, I used to do the morning shift to Standard Life to work in George Street in Edinburgh. And, at times it was soul destroying sitting in the traffic jam before you went over the Forth Road Bridge. And then over a period of time, I began to relax and I began to realise I'm not going to get there any quicker. And on occasion, I actually found myself laughing when people actually tried to overtake and jump in and out between each other, because they never really got any further than than a few cars ahead at the end of it. And they'd created all that frustration in their life as a result of doing this. So once you can create this awareness, you can nod your head and relax your body and begin to experience it to some advantage. You can use this such time to listen to some of the great inspirational audios. It's a classic I used to do. I used to have audio tapes in the car and I used to listen to them as I drove to work. And I still do that today with some of the podcasts. I'll sit and listen to them as I'm driving to appointments. And it gives me an ideal opportunity to learn from other people far more successful than me. So it's dead time at the end of the day in your car. So take the opportunity. Listen to some of the upbeat tracks as well that you normally listen to. 80s music does it for me. Don't know what does it for everybody else. So you can be grateful for the moment. Nothing very taxing is really demanding on you. So sit back and enjoy the experience. Morning, Sarah. If you're worried that you're keeping someone waiting, remember that there's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well relax. Just ring them up and say, look, I'm in a traffic jam. I'm going to be 5 minutes late. And then relax. You don't need to put pressure on yourself. I've learned the hard way that way. It's the perfect time and opportunity to learn that in the future, you'll need to allow more time for unexpected delays. If, on the other hand, you're waiting, muttering to yourself, he's late again, focus on saying yes to the fact that you now have the opportunity to people watch or reflect on the day's activities while waiting on that person. Life offers many opportunities to practice saying yes to the universe. The baby spills milk all over the floor. Your secretary loses your letter you dictated. The cleaner ruins your suit. Get the picture? Every time you find yourself resisting what's happening at the present moment, recall the phrase, say yes to your universe. You'll watch your life become more and more pleasurable as a result. Relationships with the whole world will improve dramatically as a result of this process. Once you master the concept on the day-to-day level, you'll be prepared to handle the more serious issues that confront you. You'll notice your fear and level slowly starts to drop and is replaced by a greater sense of trust in your ability to handle the world around you. As you start to see the possibilities in the impossible, you'll begin to see that the world works perfectly. You can find reason and purpose in everything you do if you open your mind to it. The only time you'll fear anything is that when you say no and resist the universe. You may have heard the expression, get with the flow. This means consciously accepting what's happened in your life. And I once heard it said, the key to life is not to figure out what you can get from the flow, but rather to figure how you can get into the flow. So stop fighting life. Let go and let the river carry you on your new adventures by the way you experience in life. And this way, the only way, is really, and it's impossible to lose as a result of it. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.